Okay, part two on the Eberspacher B2 restoration, tearing down the spare parts unit. So as you can see, I've blown it completely apart. The only thing I have left to do is to remove the switch off of the snout that goes inside the cabin. Doing preliminary inspections on the can, see how good it is. It's fine. The only bad part about this whole thing is just the old exhaust, getting this old collar off kind of thing. If you wanted to use this can, that's something that would have to be done. But the other unit looks beautiful, so we'll probably end up using that and not doing anything to this. But it does have this nice silicone gasket on here for between the exterior of the car going down to the fender well and up inside your trunk. So we'll probably keep that. But interesting that I pulled when I had the fan together in there, I did test it and it wouldn't run inside the unit. So pulling it out and just twisting it and playing with it, it does run and work while it's outside of the unit, which is kind of weird, but sometimes that's just how it works. It needs to be freed up, or I didn't notice any wires cut or anything loose or anything like that. Everything looked like it was set up fine, so could have been something, connections along the way. This does have a lot of the older style where it's a nut, where it's a screw that presses down in these little brass blocks, and if you don't take this stuff apart and clean it, you can have bad connections because you get corrosion inside of there. So it could have been something like that. One of the interesting things that I did find was, so one of the things about these kind of units is, I mentioned before, is that they run off of a 6-volt plug. And the heater, all the heater components are 12 volt other than this. And the unique thing about these older heaters, when they switched them to 12 volt, is they put a voltage drop on it, which is this guy right here, shielded, but taken off, that's it. It's got a voltage drop on it. I'm not 100% sure if it goes to the fan or whatnot. I'm running 12 volts through this fan right now. But as a whole, I know that the plug for sure is 6 volt, but I don't think this is. I think this is 12 volt. And the pump that's dismantled over here that I was showing you before how it worked too, that's definitely 12 volt. So one for sure, the fan, I don't know, probably is 12 volt, but they kept these 6 volt plugs and they put this honking big voltage drop on it. And that's the big difference between a 6 volt unit and a 12 volt unit, is that biggest thing right there. But the interesting thing is the heater that we're going to use, it had a later BN2, or even this would work. Now this one wouldn't work in a BA6. You need the other tang for the ground. But this is definitely a BN4, not BN2. I said BN2, but not. It's for a BN4, which is what you find in a thing, or you find in a bus. This is what this glow plug / spark plug is. This was a major leap forward from just a glow plug to having this right here with the spark plug unit on it. Fires up faster, runs better, runs in sequence, just doesn't run. This, when it's on, will run full blast, hog out the whole time, everything's on. With the later units, with the spark plug units, they were able to run cyclically. They turn on, they turn off, but the spark plug always stays on, and the glow plug at a certain point shuts off, and the fan, everything runs more efficiently because it's not hogging as much amps. But anyways, what somebody cleverly did is they noticed that the threading on here was the same, so they put this in as a 12 volt into that heater, which I don't see any problems with it working, because the glow plug on here is every bit, probably heats up faster than this one too, not having to go through a voltage drop and all that stuff. So anyway, somebody put one of these in here, so I'm interested in trying out everything on this as being 12 volt. If that's 12 volt, the pump's 12 volt, then I can skip the voltage drop, put a 12 volt plug in this bad boy, here, which I've already tested it and it works fine. And the whole thing will be 12 volt. You won't have that stupid voltage drop. So anyways, that's an interesting thing that I found out. I learn something all the time. And that's something I learned this time. So stay tuned for probably taking apart the next unit and making sure all the stuff on it is good. And then we'll start restoring stuff and putting things back together.